podcast. Today, I'm having as guest Professor Tahir Çelik. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Welcome in our podcast.
Thank you.
Today, I want to talk about. I want us to talk about um, construction engineering and the life of a construction engineer. So, firstly, I want to know who is a construction engineer actually.
Oh, a very large question. I didn't ask such a large question to you in the examinations. Anyway, okay. Well, in our university here, and almost in all North Cyprus universities, including Turkish universities and many other international universities, in civil engineering departments, there are basically 6 main branches. These are hydraulic engineering, materials engineering, structural engineering, geotechnical engineering, which one I didn't count?
Water engineer. You said hydraulic.
Hydraulic engineering, geotechnical engineering, and construction engineering. So there are 6 branches. Construction engineering is one of the important 6 branches in civil engineering departments. So we teach construction engineering to the students. How important it is, we didn't do, or I don't know any study done in this university, but in one of the Cyprus University, North Cyprus University here, I remember there was a questionnaire, and we have learned in that questionnaire that 85% of our students after graduation goes to the construction sites. If they go to construction site, that means construction engineering. They are going to be a construction engineer on the site. They are doing practical work rather than other types of civil engineering branches. So it is that much important.
So is a site engineer a construction engineer, or is they different?
They are not different. I mean, on site, you practice construction engineering. If you go and work in an office, in a designing office, you practice most probably structural engineering. But whatever the branch you are in, transportation or geotechnical or hydraulic or structural, the practice is on the site. So no matter which branch you are in, at last, some practices, some construction engineering works will be done on the construction site. Otherwise, no structure comes out, whatever the structure is. So this is why construction engineering is that much important. Actually, we are talking for construction engineering. Construction management is, we need to talk together, engineering and management. I always tell this is a bit chauvinism of construction engineering, but I know this, but you can use computer programs in structural design. It does every design for you, whether good or bad. This is a system. For other types of engineering as well. But so far, on construction side, what we need, decision making, so far, is not properly done by computers. So always, brain, construction engineer will do this. This is why construction engineering is important for all civil engineers.
And what are the daily challenges a construction engineer might face on site?
In this country?
In this country, or maybe elsewhere where you had a
Well, we can say that construction engineering is becoming important. The reason is the projects all over the world, day by day, is getting more complex. High-rise building, big size of construction, so always getting more complex. One. Second one, in every country, governments every day publishes new rules, new laws for environmental effects and for other effects. That these are bringing extra load to the construction engineers. Plus, health and safety is emerging in the last 2 decades, probably all over the world, becoming very important in our country as well. So too many regulations, too many rules of government for health and safety issues as well. So these are all challenges for construction engineers.
And I want to know, like, how do we manage life, like, to balance between the life and work, given that there are lots of, projects demand how can we manage the balance between?
Is this question for me personally or generally?
No, generally.
Well, civilization passes through construction. So if you are going to civilize your country, you must do investment. Investment means construction, so we need construction engineer. Those countries who already invested too much, they became developed countries. And all developing countries, the main issue is how much investment they do per year. This is very important. So if you want to civilize your country, you will do investment. You need construction activities. You need construction engineers.
So thank you for that clarification. Then what's the most rewarding part of a job as a construction engineer?
Most?
Rewarding, like.
Well, it is very good that at the end of the construction you see there is a building, there is a road or a barrage, whatever it is. It is something there which stays there, and everybody sees it, everybody uses it, and as I said, all these investment, all those structures could be used for benefits of people for many reasons, transportation, dwelling, different kind of purposes, and it is a measure of civilization. So
Yeah.
you help your country's development.
That's true. As a construction engineer, actually, I guess, I mean, for sure that you always work in team or with people on site.
Of course,
So
of course.
how is the teamwork really important in construction projects?
And now actually we need to talk a few probably about project management or construction management. You know, construction management is one part of project management. If we limit ourselves to construction management, construction engineers normally work under or within a team under a construction manager. So it is very important. Today, as I said, construction activities became so complex, so widely spread that you need different, we have different specialization. And to take care of those different specialization, you must have a team. I mean, for example, we do some buildings construction. There are civil engineers, there are architects, there are electrical engineer, mechanical engineer, interior designers. We work as a team and health and safety experts to do a construction activity properly on the construction site. If one of them is missing, your construction management issues will not be efficient, will not be successful.
So it's really important.
So working as a team is very, very important. How do we provide this team working? You know, having meetings in construction management, there must be quite often meeting. This depends on what kind of construction work you do. But in my practice, I used to have or organize as construction manager. I became construction manager for those projects. We had a regular meeting at least one time in a week. Once construction activities became so high, so many activities, then these meetings could be twice a week. And all the team comes together, not only the construction engineers, but contractor representatives, owner representatives also join, and some subcontractor representatives also join this meeting, and you discuss everything, you solve all the problem. In construction, always there are some problems. Problems for duration, problems for quality, problem for the scope, etc. Problems for health and safety. Now in construction, we do 4 types of controls today. These are cost control, time control, quality control, and health and safety control. So definitely every day we face problems with those, and we shall solve. As construction engineer or construction manager, we need to solve these problems and carry on.
Now talking about students who are willing to continue in construction engineering, what other courses apart from the courses they take in the university can they follow to be better, to improve themselves?
You You mean from students' point of view or from?
From student point of view, who are willing to continue in that field?
Yeah, you know, while I was doing my study in, first degree, I'm graduate of Middle East Technical University in Ankara. In summers, I used to work on construction sites as worker. So I recommend to students, whenever they find time, to go to construction site and work there, under whatever the title is. You have summer practice, I know, to graduate, but other than that, if you are going to be a construction engineer, you must be on construction site and see what are the activities there, how it's done, who is doing, etc. So more practice. Construction engineering means practicing engineering works.
Okay. What's actually the role of the construction engineer? I mean, by hearing the word construction engineer, I guess he's the one controlling the work on site? Or is there something more?
Practicing the projects on the site, generally we can say. Whatever the project is. It may be a dam project, it may be a transportation road construction project, it may be building or whatever it is. Whatever the work you are practicing on the construction site will be under the control of construction engineers. This is why we don't have this kind of questionnaire in this university, but I am sure if probably you will do it, what the students do after graduate, you will see that a very great percentage of it will do construction engineering.
That's for sure. Now, there's a new thing now coming into construction. AI is now coming into. So what role does AI have?
This is still not known very well. Okay, we are at the stage of probably era of AI, but so far there are very little application of AI in construction site or on construction sites. But will it be? I am not specialized in AI. I use it here and there sometimes, but we'll see. I don't know. I expect some routine works could be done, probably, by AI, but construction is quite different. Problems are different, or everything, different types of problems may come in front of you. The construction engineers will do, as I said, decision making there. How AI will do these decision makings for every type of problems, this is what I don't know so far, no practice. But my general saying to my students in the class is, on the construction side, there are some sayings. One is, ask forgiveness, not permission. If something happened, you will give your decision and do your work. If it is wrong, ask forgiveness. Because if you ask permission, it takes hours, sometimes days, months. You are too late. So any decision is better than no decision. This is how you are going to behave on a construction site. So how AI will manage this, so far I don't know. We'll see.
So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
You mentioned something like 80% of students usually go to the construction. Is it because it's something easier, or?
Well, whatever you do, you should know the practice. If you are going to be a structural engineer and you will do building design, if you don't go to the site and see how it is done, what is this, concrete, reinforcement, blah, blah, formwork, these kind of things, how could you do designing work? Theoretically, you cannot do it. Or you may do it in this country. This is something wrong, I always tell, that any newly graduate students have the chance or have the authority to make, I don't know, 30-story building design, which is wrong. Without practicing, they should not be able to do it. But we have such a system, and we do it. In some countries, there are some systems. For example, in Britain, they say charter engineer. You are going to be charter engineer and then do designing work. Before becoming a charter engineer, you cannot do any design. You can work in a designing office, of course,
Yeah,
but
not
cannot sell.
responsible.
You cannot be responsible for entire design. This is why they have. In United States, they have professional project manager professional. It's again different application. In Turkey, there is an attempt to classify the engineers as, in Turkish they call yetkin mühendis, or what is yetkin mühendis? Charter engineer, something like this, to design. But they couldn't manage 100%. We have this kind of studies in our Chamber of Civil Engineers as well. But so far, there is no rule for this, unfortunately.
So, I see. What are the main challenges of a construction engineer?
What are they?
The main challenges of a construction engineer?
Of course, if we look at the industry from construction industry's point of view, if you are a construction engineer, first of all, you will find a job to do it. So, if construction industry of the country is good, then construction engineers can find job in that industry. From time to time, for many reasons, global economic crisis, local economic crisis, construction sector is affected too much, very deeply. In North Cyprus, we have even larger problem for construction industry. Probably you heard that Greek Cypriots do some legal issues against construction professionals in North Cyprus because the property in North Cyprus with a great percent, around 81% of property of North Cyprus used to belong to Greek Cypriots before 1974. So still Cyprus issue didn't solve. There is no settlement, so we have this kind of problems as well. Construction engineers have more challenges in North Cyprus than other countries. I can tell you this.
So is there, as you were saying, at the beginning, when you go as a construction engineer, you cannot be responsible for certain design?
Well, actually, construction site is the practicing of the work, not designing. That's correct, because it was designed before. A contractor is selected to do this designed construction work, and then construction engineers come to the site to construct, to execute the work there. However, there are some small parts that should be designed on the construction site. This is true. But these are not big structural elements, rather than small units. It's possible. The important thing is, if a construction engineer doesn't know what is structural design, what is designing procedure, they might make mistake on the construction side. So you will be able to read, to understand, and to execute what was actually designed by the engineer. So this is important.
And is there a number of years of experience you must have before being responsible of a project as a construction engineer?
Well, in this country and in many other countries, you learn the things on the way.
Okay.
There is no program, there is no a system, a mechanism, a training program to train you first to be construction engineer. You go to the construction site, there is experienced construction engineer, and you will learn it from him by practicing it. This is how it works. However, having said this, in our university, civil engineering department here, in construction engineering we have how many courses? 3, 4 courses, something like this. However, if you look at international universities in other countries, you will see that the title of civil engineering department could be civil and construction engineering. So they teach more courses in construction engineering. So they have better advantage, of course, after graduate, once they go, because they have learned a lot in construction area. But in many universities, here in Turkey, in Britain, I know, they have just civil engineering. Title is civil engineering. In America, in some universities in Britain, I know, they have civil and structural engineering, civil and construction engineering, civil and environmental engineering, etc. So that means in the second branch there, they are strong.
No.
They teach more.
For sure. Sure. I would like to know, please, are there some personal experience you had as an engineer that you would like to share with us, like on the site, for example, on any project you ever worked on?
Yeah, I currently, I have a private company. I do some construction management work. I do control. You can come and visit the site and have some practice over there. It's possible. I like construction. You know, I have been graduated from Middle East Technical University in 1978, so you can calculate my age from there. And since then, I spent most of my time in universities, but I never stopped practicing construction engineering. So I like construction engineering.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Are there any other things you would like to share with us, with the students, you would like them to be aware of?
From my teaching practice, I see that students are spending most of their time on digital issues, smartphone, and this kind of things. This is not good for them. I mean, in our university, there are many very highly qualified, practical knowledge teachers. They should get as much as possible knowledge from them. And I expect students to graduate by knowing at least the subject. Okay, I understand practice requires extra time, but if you know what is the system, what is the knowledge, practicing could be easier for you in a shorter time. You will be a good construction engineer. So this is my criticization always. My students in the class, they come with a smartphone. No book, no pencil, nothing else. This is not good for the students.
So you're actually advising them to be more in contact with the book, like
Exactly.
print.
Without reading a book, without having a library, life will be difficult for you. You know, still I am keeping my books and everything from graduate school. Forget graduate, I'm first graduate school, from my secondary school as well. I have a huge library, everything in there.
Thank you for the advice.
You're welcome, anytime.
But once more, thank you for coming. I think these are all for the questions I had to ask from you.
I also thank you for inviting me about construction engineering, construction sector in this country. Anytime we can talk a lot.
Yes,
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yes, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this new episode of our podcast. See you in another episode.